All right, so today we are going to be simplifying complex fractions. So when I say complex fractions, I just mean that I have fractions in the numerator and or the denominator. So there's two ways that we can simplify complex fractions. One way is to write the numerator and denominator as a single fraction. So basically, I'm going to get a common denominator for the top and get a common denominator for the bottom. And then I'm going to turn it into a division problem. I'm going to get a common denominator for the top, a common denominator for the bottom, and then I'm going to turn it into a division problem. So I'm going to simplify 2 over x minus 4 all over 2 over x plus 3. So first, let's just look at the top part. I've got my 2 over x minus 4. That's like 2 over x over 4 over 1, right? So I'll just write it that way for now. 2 over x minus 4 over 1. So if I've got an x on one of them and a 1 on the other, what's my lowest common denominator for those? 1x, or just x, right? So I need to multiply my 4 by x over x so that I have a common denominator. And then I can just put them both over x now, and I would have 2 minus 4x. So now I've turned that into just like one fraction that's on top. All right, now I'm going to do the same thing for the bottom. I've got 2 over x plus 3 over 1, so I have to multiply that one, as it turns out, by the same thing. It's not always going to be the same, it just happens to be that way in this problem. So then I have 2 plus 3x all over x on the bottom. So a fraction is just a division problem. What I'm really doing is I'm taking 2 minus 4x over x, and I'm dividing it by 2 plus 3x over x. So I've changed it from a fraction and written it like a division problem. And then what do we do when we divide by a fraction? Yeah, flip it, multiply by the reciprocal, right? So now it's going to be 2 minus 4x over x times x over 2 plus 3x. And if I look diagonally, I can divide out the x's. And so my final answer is just 2 minus 4x over 2 plus 3x. And that is the simplified form of that fraction. So there's another method you guys can use to do these. You can also find the lowest common denominator for all the fractions that are in the problem. And then we're essentially going to do what we call fraction busting. We're going to multiply the numerator and the denominator by the LCD. And I'm just going to write top and bottom instead of numerator, denominator. So when I say the LCD for all the fractions, I'm talking about all the denominators that are present in the individual parts. So I've got x plus 4 and I have x, so what's my LCD going to be? X times x plus 4. So I'm going to multiply this top times x plus 4, and I'm going to multiply the bottom times x plus 4. So I'm not changing the value of it. I'm multiplying the top and the bottom by the same thing. Okay? But let me write it out individually, because you have to distribute on the bottom, don't you? Right? Because we've got that plus sign. So let me rewrite it so that it's easier to see what happens. So 1 over x plus 4 plus 2 over x. All right, so if I multiply this one, I'm multiplying it on top, right? Because this is like it's over 1. So x times x plus 4. And if it helps you to write the over 1, you can. And then I'm doing the same thing here. X times x plus 4. X times x plus 4. And now when I cancel stuff out, I've done my fraction busting. The fractions are gone on the top and the fractions are gone on the bottom. So here the x plus 4's cancel out. And the x plus 4's cancel out down here. And x's cancel out on that last part. So now I just have to distribute. Or, you know, basically write what's left. So on top, all I have left is what? 5x, right? That's all that's left on top is 5x. On the bottom, here I've got 1 times x. And then I've got this 2 that I have to distribute, so plus 2x plus 8. And then I just combine my like terms. I get 5x over 3x plus 8. So this one kind of gets rid of your fractions a little faster. It just looks a little messier when you're in the middle of it. But either method will work for any of these problems. So whichever one seems easier to you for a given problem, that's the one you can use. If you want to always do them using the same method, you can. You can pick whichever one you like better. Or you can have them both in your toolbox and just pick out the one that works best for a given situation. Okay? So let me write down one for you guys to do on your whiteboards. All right, we're going to do x over 6 minus x over 3, and that's all over x over 5 minus 7 over 10. So you can do this either way. You can get a common denominator on the top and a common denominator on the bottom, or you can just find an LCD for all 4 of those fractions. Your choice. All right, so I'm going to show you guys that this works both ways. Okay, first I'm going to get a lowest common denominator for the top and the bottom. So for the top one, 6 and 3, the lowest common denominator would be 6, right? So I've just got to multiply that times 2. And then for my other one, the lowest common denominator would be 10. So we do that times 2. And so when I multiply them, I have x minus 2x all over 6. And here I have 2x minus 7 all over 10. Well, x minus 2x leaves me with negative x over 6 being divided by 2x minus 7 over 10. So that's negative x over 6 divided by 2x minus 7 over 10. We rewrite it with the reciprocal. And we can reduce the 6 and 10. And so when you multiply across, we get negative 5x over 3 times 2x minus 7. And you can leave it factored if you want, or you can multiply it out and get the answer. Either way it works. All right, now I'm going to do it again and show you that the other way also works with this. All right, so what is the LCD for 6, 3, 5, and 10? 30. All of them will go into 30. So I'm going to multiply all of them on top by 30. And so if I reduce it, 6 goes into 30 5 times, so I have 5x. 3 goes into 30 10 times, so I have minus 10x. On the bottom, 5 goes into 30, I have 6x minus, and then the 10 goes into 30 3 times, so 3 times 7 is 21. And that leaves me with negative 5x over 6x minus 21, which is what that is, right? So did I get the same answer? I did. So either method will work, okay? Let's try, we got time for one more. Let's do one more. All right, I've got 6 over x minus 5 plus 1 over x all over 3 over x minus 2 over x minus 5. So you can get a common denominator on the top and bottom, or you can just fraction bust using the LCD. Okay, all right, so this one is going to be easier if you multiply it by the LCD. What is the LCD on this one? X times x minus 5. So I'm going to multiply everything times x minus 5. And then you see what cancels out. Here the x minus 5s cancel out. Here the x's cancel out. X's cancel out, x minus 5s. And so now I'm just left on top. I've got 6x plus x minus 5 on the bottom. I have 3 times the x minus 5, so 3x minus 15 minus the 2x. And so I combine my like terms. I get 7x minus 5 on top. And on the bottom, I get x minus 15. How many of you guys got that answer? All right, good. All right, any questions? All right, that's it for today.